Yorta Yorta country. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the chair of our Campaspe Family Violence Action Group, Primary Prevention Working Group. Just a little bit about the Campaspe Family Violence Action Group for those that aren't aware. We are a group of organisations, I'll just flick to them there, that came together in 2017 and organised Rosie Batty to come and speak in Echuca. And that led to the formation of the group with the raising of some funds as well. And those funds are now still being utilised to address two strategic priorities. One is the service system. So you can see those up on the screen there. I don't have to read them out. And the second is our primary prevention space. So we have two separate working groups within our action group. So our 16 days of activism strategies over the years have fallen out of our primary prevention working group. You can see that our aim is to promote organisations and communities to be gender equitable in their practices and promoting equal and respectful relationships, understanding the gender dynamics of family violence, and promoting and valuing women's equal participation in private and public life. So over the years, we've run a number of different strategies for the 16 days, which included the DASH, which was a sprint, which the DASH stood for Domestic Abuse Stops Here. We've had our Walk to End Violence, the Real Men Bake Cakes event, and we've created some gender equity and healthy masculinity clips as well. But last year, we wanted to focus on an event. So the Primary Prevention Working Group's aim for the last 12 months has been to develop two significant primary prevention events or strategies to support those key priorities for change. One of those being our 16 days Be Bold Brunch event. So our primary prevention working group, out of all of those partners, really just consists of the three health services, Women's Health, Loddon Mallee, and Council, Campaspe Shire Council. We have some co-contributions of funding towards our event each year from CVFAG, from the Safe and Equal, in partnership with Respect Victoria's council grant, which is that Respect Women Call It Out campaign. So we decided we wanted to name the event something that kind of went with brunch. So the Be Bold, we actually thought about that, and we wanted women to be bold, to call it out, be bold and be yourself, be bold and share what respect means to you. So that was kind of the concept. We were in that post-flood stage as well, still are. We wanted to connect women in the community, promote gender equality, promote services that are available to support women who may be experiencing family violence. We wanted a call to action from the event and some collective impact or collective action as a result as well. We decided to hold the event earlier in the 16 days campaign just because part of the event generated our social marketing campaign that followed as well, which I'll chat to in a second. But you can see we had a room full of 70 women representing just community members, but also a lot of our partner organisations as well. We had a guest speaker and we chose Deb Parkinson, who is the Exec Director of Gender and Disaster Australia, thanks to Hayley Davis's wonderful recommendation. Because the focus was on that post-flood event and even trying to get as many women from the Rochester community as we could to this event, we focused on women in disaster and the gender roles and norms, addressing the harmful impacts of gender stereotypes in disasters and recognising and reducing the impact of gender in preparing for and responding to disasters in the future as well. So that was sort of the call to action as a result of Deb's discussion on the day. After Deb's spiel, we launched into our campaign. So to align with those the funding grant requirements, it gave the participants at the event the opportunity to reflect on what respect means to them. And so we got them to write on, you'll see on those pieces of paper, and even take some photos holding those up, and we've used those in our 16-day social marketing post the event. You can see we've just put up a collection of the responses there for you to see what some of the responses were to what respect meant for the women in the room on that day. And I think this was a pretty powerful message to share with community. So our learnings, and you'll see in the photos here, holding up some of those messages and using the local faces actually increased engagement in the campaigns. And we've kind of found that over the years with everything that we've done, because regardless of what event we've held in Campaspe, we've always had our social marketing campaign that runs alongside that. And that's often been with, you know, the core flute frames and holding up messages depending on what the theme was from year to year. But the times where we have used local faces rather than just sharing information, we've had far more engagement in social media with those posts. So we decided to go with that again. Our planning has started for this year already. So that planning early message, we want to reiterate that one as well. And for us, really, it was a successful event. The only logistics on the day was that we thought we had the food come out to start with, and then everyone sat down to listen to Deb speak, but then cleared off fairly quickly afterwards. And so we would have liked a little bit more engagement in that campaign, and that respect is messaging post Deb's chat. So we would potentially hold off the food till after the guest speaker and ensure that there's that time for connecting afterwards. So I'm happy to take any questions at any stage, but that was our event from last year.